You can catch Evan actually every night playing World of Warcraft. It's funny. He gets out, it's awesome. It's fantastic. All right, your next comedian coming to the stage had an amazing article. What was it, the Georgia Times?
Times, Georgia.
The Times, Georgia. You can see him tomorrow night at the Laughing Skull. It's his first time here. Give it up for male nurse, Mr. Bobby Warren, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up.
All right, actually, I feel bad for y'all. I didn't really practice. I was just worried there was going to be a cover charge and I didn't want to pay it. So actually, I work all the time, but I don't have any money. And I was thinking about the other contradictions in my life earlier today. Like I'm from the deep south, but I'm not racist at all. I'm white, but I'm really cool. It's true. It's true. I'm a male nurse, but I'm not gay. And I'm a comedian, but so far I haven't been that funny. It's just a lot of things, but I'm working on it. I decided to make my life a little less complicated. I'm going to put a lot of effort forth. I'm going to practice. I'm going to try. I'm going to rehearse. And I think I can become a racist if I keep trying. But I've been a nurse for about 12 years. And being a nurse for 12 years, I've seen a few things. And I'm going to bring a few of them out here tonight. For example, we have 2 testicles, each one called a testy. So where did that saying come from that I'm feeling a little testy today? I can imagine a doctor in the doctor's office and his wife calling, like, "Hi honey, how are you today?" Really busy. You sound a little perturbed, are you okay? "Yeah, I'm just feeling a little testy." Cough. And then she goes to the grocery store and says the same thing, and then it catches on because he's a doctor. So it's a little disturbing. I'm just glad that the saying wasn't, "I'm feeling a little penis today." Actually, I kind of wish it was that, because then my girlfriend would quit trying to coin that phrase. So another thing, I'm about 40 now. I've been going to the doctor pretty regularly, and my doctor is pretty insistent on starting the prostate exam. I like to mess with him just because he's so insistent about it, but, you know, setting up for a prostate exam just seems wrong to me. There's a sanitary napkin, a squirt of lubrication, and a glove. It's like the only thing that's keeping it from being overtly sexual is that it's surgical lube as opposed to anal ease. And I'm just a little off with that. I don't like that idea, but I've set up for dates like that, and the girls will come in, they'll look, and they always back out and leave. And I'm like, you don't understand. Prostate exams are for men. They don't hang in there. But anyway, so I decided to mess with my doctor about it. Like, I'll go in and say, "Hey doc, if you're gonna stick your finger in my rectum, I'm gonna need a blowjob." And he just gets so offended by that. It's funny to me that he gets so offended. And then I decided to keep messing with him. I'm like, okay, how about this? You use 2 fingers for the prostate exam. That way I get something out of it too. He's like, "Oh, Mr. Warren, we can't do that." I was like, all right, well, how about this? I masturbate while you're doing the prostate exam so that entry will be easier. He's like, "Oh, that's disgusting. If you want to do that, you probably need to see a prostitute." Like, that makes sense to me, actually, because when the prostitute checks your prostate, she doesn't wear a glove. And, you know, how can you check for texture when you have on a glove? So it makes sense to me that the prostitute would do it. Also, the prostitute was able to identify my last lesion as herpes before the doctor was, so I think she may have a little medical ability. Of course, she had caused the lesion, so. Anyway, moving on. Other things in the medical field that just kind of get to me is they can create a pill that will cause a man to get an erection, but they won't create a pill that will cause a married woman to give a blowjob. I don't understand why they can't do that. If they did create a pill that would cause a married woman to give a blowjob, they wouldn't need the Viagra anymore. It would just be out the window. There'd be no need for it at all, I don't think. And, you know, no Viagra, no Cialis, it would just be gone. If they did create that pill, it would probably be the most unintentionally abused drug in America. I couldn't imagine. The pills cost like $1,000 each. The street value, the street names would be like, "I want to get a sucker," when you go to your drug dealer, or "I need a blow pop." It would be crazy. You would never see women in the car anymore. It would just always be gone. But I guess they really couldn't do that because then I guess the gay community may get the ACLU to sue so that they would come up with a homosexual equivalent. And I guess nobody wants to see gay aggro or Bialis on the market, so I can understand why they don't do that. Some other things in the medical field that it's kind of I've noticed is that I was a big psychology buff when I was in nursing school, and I've had problems with my marriages. And I think it's because I studied Freud so much. Because Freud taught us there's 3 phases of development. There's the oral phase, which is where you learn to eat and drink. There's the anal phase, which is where you learn to use your bowel and bladder, pee and poop. And then there is the phallic phase, where you work on sexual reproduction. Well, so far in my marriages, it's been a complete deconstruction of Freudianism, because first my wife takes away oral, and then she takes away anal, and then she just takes away everything. So I can understand why that hasn't worked for me so far. And another thing, just thinking about life and evolution and, you know, the way the body evolves, we get wisdom teeth at about age 18 because we've evolved to do that. And it makes sense if you think about it. When we're eating raw meat, our teeth wore away, and when you get to that certain age, then the wisdom teeth start going in. So that makes sense, you know, for evolution. However, if that's the case, why don't we evolve to get hair in our ears? Why don't we evolve to get a big stomach? And why do we evolve for our penises to stop working? That doesn't make any sense. I think it's that creationism is actually going on, and that God has a huge sense of humor. And He's like, all right, look, I'll give you all the 18 years that you're supposed to get, and since y'all are smart enough to figure up extra years, I'll give them to you, but they're not going to be good years. So I'll give you the 18 good years you're supposed to have, and then after that, it's all downhill. So, all right, I guess I want to go over one more thing before I leave. I love being a nurse. I've been a nurse, like I said, for 12 years. And one of the best things about being a nurse is new nursing students or new nurses, because they haven't quite learned that you can't chart that a patient is having a pussy discharge. P-U-S-S-Y. So I love seeing that in the chart just because of the punchline potential. You'll be reading the chart and it'll say, patient noted to have pussy discharge to fingers. You're like, I know what she was doing. Or patient with pussy discharge to groin. You're like, that lucky motherfucker. Or my favorite, patient with pussy discharge to face. You're like, I know he's not a black guy. Alright, well I'm going to call it quits there tonight. That's about all I had to go over. Like I said, I'll be at Laughing Skull trying again tomorrow, so thank you very much.